Having trouble in IELTS Writing Task 2? If yes, this video is for you. Hello everyone, my name is Ramandeep Kapoor and I'm an IELTS trainer and have trained thousands of students and helped them to clear their IELTS exam. So today's video will focus on the do's and don'ts of IELTS Writing Task 2, because if you will take care of these, you will certainly have a good score in your IELTS Writing 2. And the most important thing is to understand that IELTS Writing Task 2 is the more scoring one out of the two writing tasks. And there is a word length also that we need to take care of, that is minimum 250 words should be there. If your word length is less than 250, you will lose your marks. And the time that you should put in writing your IELTS Writing Task 2, it should be approximately 40 minutes. So we know that we are given 1 hour to complete both the writing tasks, and out of these two, more time should be devoted to the IELTS Writing Task 2. So now we will talk about what are the do's and don'ts, what things you should take care of that you should do, and what things you should not include in your writing task 2. So we'll start with the do's. The first is analyze your topic completely. Now we are given 5 types of questions in the IELTS Writing Task 2, and you need to understand what the question is saying. Many times students don't understand the question and they just write whatever is in their head. So in this way, you will lose your marks. And the second thing that you need to take care of is that you need to answer all the parts of the question. For example, you have a question in where you need to answer the problems and the solutions of a particular thing. So some students, they cover one of the part and they don't cover the second one. So that is also a major problem where you lose your marks in the IELTS writing. The third is that you need to plan your time. So if you have 40 minutes, your first 5 minutes should be devoted to planning your essay. So as we have discussed earlier, that we need to understand the question and we need to analyze the question and complete all the parts. So all this job will be done in the first 5 minutes. And after that, 20 to 25 minutes should be devoted to the actual writing. And the last 3 to 5 minutes should be devoted to rechecking your answer, what you have written. And while you're checking, if you happen to find 3 to 5 problems in your essay, so it means you have saved 0.5 band. And the another thing that you need to take care of is that you divide your essay into paragraphs, because that is a major requirement. And how many paragraphs you should have? You can have minimum of 4 and maximum of 5 paragraphs. Now these paragraphs means first paragraph will be your introduction, second and third will be your body paragraphs, and last will be your conclusion paragraph. And in case you want to make 5 paragraphs, then you will have 3 body paragraphs. And every paragraph will cover a separate thing. And you should not mingle your ideas in one paragraph. So if you're talking about the problem and solution essay, so all the problems should be covered in one paragraph and the solutions should be covered in the next paragraph. And another thing which you require while writing the body paragraphs is that your first sentence should be your main point and your following sentence should be the explanation of that point, followed by an example. And the examples should be relevant to that point. That is also very, very important. And the complete paragraph should end with a conclusion that what your paragraph is trying to say. And if we talk about the introduction paragraph, then there could be maximum 3 sentences. So first sentence can be a general statement, second is your rephrase statement, and third is your thesis statement. So 3 sentences in the introduction paragraph, 4 to 6 sentences in the body paragraphs, and your conclusion can have 1 to 2 sentences. So maximum of 16 sentences should be there in your essay, and in that way your word length is completed. Another do which is very, very important is that your IELTS Writing Task 2 is a formal piece of writing. So you need to answer your question in the formal style only. So any informal word you use or in any informal style that you will use will certainly take away your marks. You can use passive sentences to sound formal, and use of synonyms can also elevate your score. Another thing which is also very important is the use of different sentence structures. So you can use a combination of simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. And combination of these sentences will give you a great variety in your language, and the examiner will be certainly impressed at your writing style. Another major requirement is that we need to complete the coherence and cohesion of the essay. For that, linking words are also very important. So join your ideas and join your paragraphs by using linking words. This will give a good impression on the examiner. And the last but not the least, that you should proofread your essays. So try using 3 to 5 minutes at the end to check what you have written, and if you have made any mistake, then you should certainly correct it, because every mistake will certainly take away your marks. Now we will discuss what you don't have to do, because these blunders will take away your marks. So the first is, do not use contractions, because contractions is an informal style and you should not use contractions in your essay. Second is using personal pronouns. Now in many samples you might have seen in the internet that they use I personally believe that, or I think that. So that is not wrong, but it is not the formal way of writing. So avoid using the personal pronouns like I, we, they and all. So instead of using the personal pronouns, you can use this essay believes that. So start with this is a formal way. And another thing that should also be avoided is the use of emotional words like beautiful, that fabulous, or disgusting. So these emotional words should not be used. And one thing that should also be avoided is the use of colloquial expressions. For example, I had a great time when I went to Canada. So these should be avoided. And simple vocabulary and simple words should be avoided. Use advanced vocabulary words, because this will also elevate your scores. Repetition, your examiner will not certainly like that. So don't repeat the words, don't repeat the ideas. And another thing which you should not use is the use of overgeneralization. Like everyone who eats junk food is unhealthy, or always, never, and all. So these words should be avoided. And one more thing is that whenever you're given a question, never repeat the same question in your answer sentence. So you should try to rephrase that, because if you will just copy the question into your answer, the examiner will think that you don't know the language well and you are not able to put your question sentence into your own words. So always try to rephrase the question. And don't miss any part of the question. Always complete your answer in more than 250 words. And don't forget to summarize, as well as give the examples which are related to the topic. So if you will take care of these things and you will not do all these blunders, there is no point that you will not get good marks in your IELTS Writing Task 2. For more such informative videos, do subscribe to my channel and give a like if you like this video. Thank you and all the best.